Hello everyone, it's Chris here, and today I'm going to show you how to make tiger bread. Now, you may not have heard of tiger bread, but if you live in the UK you probably have, and you'll probably like it. It's a firm favourite in all the supermarkets over here, and once you've had it you'll be addicted to it. So it's got a kind of sesame seed kind of flavour to it, so I'll show you how to make it. Right, the first thing that you're going to need is 500 grams of strong white bread flour. This is the one I've got. I've already measured it out for us. And then what you need to put into that is 2 teaspoons of just normal table salt that you'd put on your chips or something like that. And I'll put that in there. Then, if you're using fast action yeast, which I'm going to use, which is this in a packet, the Easy Bake yeast, you need to put in 1 sachet of this. So put that in there, like so. You need to make sure all of it gets in there. This is the easiest stuff to use. It's not messing around. It's already measured out for you. Put that in there. Once that's in there, all you need to do is give this a mix round, make sure it's properly mixed up, and that's the start of your tiger bread. It doesn't take very long. Just mix that around, easy and gentle, because otherwise it'll be all over the place. So you want it flour all over. So we'll mix that round, like so. Right, and that's the flour mixture made up. Right, once you've got your flour mixture, the next step is you need your warm water. Now you need 300 millilitres of warm water. I use a third of that, so 100 millilitres of freshly boiled water, and then to that I add 200 millilitres of cold water. Now, using that mix, it then makes up your 300 millilitres of water that you need. Now, into the warm water, you need to add the sesame oil. Now, you need 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. You can find sesame oil in your local Chinese cash and carry. That's where I got mine from. So, we'll add this to this. This is what gives it the flavour. There's one. You see, it just comes back up to the top. And there's 2. Right, into this water and sesame oil you also need to put in 1 teaspoon of sugar, just like you'd put in your brew. Once that's in, give that a good mix round. Keep mixing that. The oil will stay at the top, it won't mix into the water. Now that's mixed in, what we'll do, we'll transfer this flour into a bigger bowl that I've got here. So you put your flour into a mixing bowl, so make sure you get all of it in there, and then into that you pour the liquid that you've just made and keep stirring this. Now you can use a wooden spoon if you want to stir this. As you mix it in, stir it round, and it'll start getting a little bit sticky. You can make a little well in the middle of it if you want, just so you can mix in and pour some into it, and it makes it less messy. So just keep making a little well, pour in a little bit in, mixing it round. Don't forget to keep mixing while you're making this. Pouring a little bit in, mixing it round. You can get your hands into this if you want to get messy, because you're going to be kneading it anyway, so you can have your hands into it. So keep pouring some in, and slowly you'll start to see it starts turning into your bread dough. Keep going. You can see it now, it's starting to bind together slowly. Just keep stirring that around. Bowl. This is a bit awkward bit because the bowl does move around. I'll put the last bit of that in and hold the bowl now. I stir this around so I get my mixture. Now flour might fire out like it's doing with me. That's fine. It's all part of the fun. Right, I'll mix that a little bit like that. I'll get my hands in. Right, you get your hands in. Make sure you mix all that together. Like so. Nice and warm and soft, and you'll smell that sesame oil. It's quite a strong smell. So, get that dough mixed up. Get all the flour off the sides and everything. Get it into the dough. Push it in, pick some of it up, push it in, mix it in. That's the way to do it. Any way you want, as long as you just, as much of that mixture as you can, all together to form your dough. Give it a bit of a push, push down, pick up, push down, a bit of that. So, get it all off your hands. Mix it around again. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this. Obviously, hygiene. It smells really good already. You can smell that oil. Just want to give it that special tiger bread flavour. Right, and that's your dough. You now have your dough ready for kneading, which is the next stage in the process. There it is. What I need to do, I need to move this over. I'll move this over there a minute. And what you need to do is you need to flour your surface that you're going to knead this on. So get some of the flour that you used before and put it down. Make sure it's well floured. How are you going to do it? Get that dough back. And you need to knead this for 10 minutes now. That basically gets that yeast working in there, and make sure that it's all mixed up. So continue to do this. If it starts to stick to the table, put some more flour down, but not too much. You want to make sure it's quite floured the table so it doesn't stick to it, but not too much to dry the dough out. You see, it's still a little bit sticky, the dough. Get a bit more. As you say, up to yeah, it's dead simple and there's hardly any ingredients in it really. It's not expensive to make. It's dead easy to do, so why not do it at home? So we'll keep doing this. So you need to do this for 10 minutes. So next time you see me, this will be kneaded. Carry on exactly like I am. Right, I've now been kneading this for about 10 minutes, and once you've been doing that, it should look something like this. It now should be full of little tiny bubbles, which will give the bread a nice consistency, and obviously all the mixture has been mixed in. Now, that's all the hard work done. What you now need to do is put that to one side for a second. Bring back the bowl that you used before, round, to get rid of any bits. to do is you need to lightly oil this. Now, put a little bit of vegetable oil on the kitchen roll. Just lightly go around with that. Just stops it from sticking to the bottom. So it's lightly oiled now. You need to put your dough into there, so you need quite a big bowl because this is going to double in size over the next hour. So you put your dough in the middle like that, and then what you need to do is you need to get kitchen cloth like this, and you need to dampen your kitchen cloth, but not leave it so that it's wringing wet. So squeeze the excess water out of that and place that over the top of your bowl. And what that'll do is it'll stop the bread from drying out and becoming dry on the top. Now what you need to do is you need to place this in a warm and draft-free place until it's doubled in size, which is about an hour it usually takes. And then you're ready, basically, to start cooking it. So we'll come back when this is raised in about 1 hour. Right, the next thing that you need to make is the tiger paste, which goes on top. For this, you need to mix all the ingredients together. The first bit of the ingredient is 60 grams of plain flour, which I've already measured out and put in there. Then you need 1 teaspoon, just a couple of teaspoons of sugar, which we'll put in there. 1 teaspoon of sugar. You then need 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. Remember all these different bits. So this is again the same yeast that we used in the bread. It's a sachet yeast. So 1.5. You once again need your sesame oil. And for this you need 1.5 teaspoons again. And you'll also need about 65 millilitres of warm water. You may need a little bit more. Now what you need to do is you need to mix them all together, and you need to make a smooth paste. So what we'll do is pour the water in, about half the warm water, and mix that around. As you can see, that's too thick at the moment because you need to brush this on top of the loaf. So add more water, carry on mixing it until you get smooth paste consistency. The flour may be a little bit lumpy, so you just need to try and get the lumps out of the paste. In. So you don't want it like water, you want it more like a paste, so a bit like pancake batter. You want it like. Try and get all them lumps out of that. So you don't want a lump of flour on top of your bread. Keep mixing that. Just get it like that. And this will form the crispy tiger effect on top of the loaf. And also enhance that sesame lady. Right, you want that type of consistency really, so it'll be okay, just a bit like pancake batter. So it's not too thin and it's not too thick, it's put on top of the both. Now all you need to do is you need to leave that for 15 minutes just for the yeast to work in there. And that's the tiger paste. Right, it's now been an hour, this has been rising and the paste has been settling for 15 minutes, so that's risen really nicely. So what you need to do is you need to put a bit of flour down on the surface again. Don't need much. Just put that out there. Take this out and you can feel all the air in it, so you need to flatten it down and knead it for about 30 seconds. So just knocking the air out of it really. Not very long at all. Just give it a quick knead, you can hear the air coming back out of it now. Right. That's just about right. Spot on there. So, you can get rid of this now. The next thing you need is a baking tray. So I'll just get mine out. Now we're going to make a bloomer. So you need to lightly oil the baking tray, which we'll do with vegetable oil. Use a bit of a kitchen roll again. Pour a bit of the vegetable oil on the baking tray. And spread that out all across the baking tray like so. It's not too oiled, but then the bread won't stick to the tray. Right, now you need to make this into a flat sausage shape. So put that onto the baking tray, just near enough in the centre as you can. Just push that into sausage shape. It's not completely flat, but flat enough, like so. And then you need to cut surface in your tiger paste, which has gone a little bit thick, so I'll get a little bit more warm water. Just a little bit. Pour that in. Give it another quick mix round, just to get it a little bit more to a paste. That's because the yeast has been acting in it. So add a little bit of water until it's back to a paste consistency. It's perfect. And then what we need to do is we need to brush the paste onto the top of your dough like this. Now it's not going to look like it will do in the finished process, but at the moment I probably have quite a bit of paste left over. But it's always best to be safe than sorry. It's going to create a lovely texture to the top of the bread. There we are. Now what you need to do is you need to leave that to one side just to rise for another 30 minutes. The paste won't change, but it should start to get a bit bigger, and then it's time for cooking. So we'll leave that for another 30 minutes. Right, this is the tiger bread after it's been rising for the last half an hour, 30 minutes, and obviously you can see that it's gone bigger than it was when we first put it on. So what you need to do now is put it in a preheated oven that's preheated to 240 degrees Celsius. You need to put it in there for 10 minutes, and then we're going to turn it down to 200 degrees C and cook it for a further 10 minutes. So I'll put it in the oven now. It's now in the oven at 240 degrees C, and we need to leave it in there for 10 minutes until we then turn it down to the 200 degrees for a further 10 minutes. This is the bread after about 5 minutes of cooking. As you can see, it's got a lot bigger and it's starting to brown up on top, which is just what we want. It's now been in for 10 minutes, and we now need to turn the oven down to 200 degrees like that, and leave it in there for another 10 minutes. Right, after another last 10 minutes, I've took it out, and we've now got a tiger bloomer, and that's it. You just leave it to cool down now on a wire rack, and then once it's cool you can cut it up and try it. So I hope that's okay for you, and I'll be back soon with another recipe.